You're live. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. This one I'm doing a few days earlier than usual. It's a 1995 science fiction action horror film, Species. Yes, this is a different cover for the movie. And this is the movie I first saw this on my PSP back in the 2000s. It's a good movie. It's one of the best one in the franchise because this is a franchise. It had 4 films. I've only seen this one, the second one, and the fourth one. Still got to see the third one. Hey, John Avenger fan 2021. Let's get started. This movie's about almost 2 hours. It's an hour and 48 minutes. So let's get started. It's almost as long as Alien. Basically, it's Alien, but with a shorter running time. The director of this is a good director. He's a New Zealand director, Roger Donaldson. Yeah. How come nobody asked for a Morbius movie? Because it's a bad movie. Venom was bad, so I knew Morbius was going to be bad. And now they're doing some El Muerto movie with a freaking with Bad Bunny. Yeah, Sony lost their minds. There's this freaking title, Species. I didn't see this in 95. I was only 10, so I was way too young. Plus, this movie has a lot of nudity, so bear with me. Me Too movement and all that, whoever's watching. Ben Kingsley, there's a couple of Marvel actors here. You got Ben Kingsley from Iron Man 3 and Shang-Chi. Michael Madsen, no, he hasn't done a Marvel movie yet or show. You have Alfred Molina, Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 and the recent Spider-Man No Way Home. You have Forrest Whitaker, who was in Black Panther briefly, but he was in that. So you have a lot of Marvel actors here. Marge Hellenberger, we haven't seen her in anything yet in Marvel yet. Or DC. Michelle Williams, yeah, she was in Venom, unfortunately. Venom and Venom 2. I don't know why. Have you ever heard the game called Telltale The Walking Dead? Yeah, but I never play it. And introducing Natasha Henstridge. She would have been a great Captain Marvel. If they had cast Captain Marvel in the 90s or the 2000s, she would have been a great Captain Marvel. Because like Bree, she's Canadian, Bree's part Canadian. H.R. Giger did the design for Syl, the alien, like in Alien. Steve Johnson did the makeup effects. Yeah, some of the CGI here is very dated, but remember, guys, this was 95, not 2005. This was 2 years after Alien 3. Or 3 years and 2 years before Alien Resurrection. Christopher Young does the music. He did the music in Spider-Man 3. Are you not interested in the Walking Dead? I don't watch the show. It's went on for way too long, and it's not scary. The Batman scared me more than that. Because it's a boring drama western where people just happen to bump into zombies. I don't know why that had lasted as long as it did. Plus, you cast a bunch of Bentos. Shame on you. Dennis Feldman, one writer, not 4. Nowadays, you have like way too many writers on these shows and movies and stream things. You only need 1 writer, not 4. And no, if anyone asks, I'm not doing the sequels because I don't own the sequel. For the past 30 years, the world's most powerful radio telescope has been scanning the heavens, searching for signals from the alien civilization. Project is called SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. What are you eating? Bread, pita bread. U.S. government laboratories in Dugway, Utah. This is Michelle Williams in her film debut before she did Dawson's Creek and Venom and got a bunch of Oscar nominations. Yeah. It's amazing. She started in this film as a young Syl who doesn't kill anybody until she grows. And I like the way this film looks. It actually looks like a film. It's not a bunch of green screen all over. Nowadays, it just use too much green screen in some sci-fi movies. What's worse, Speed Racer or Inspector Gadget? Well, they're both horrible movies based on cartoons. Speed Racer almost gave me a seizure, and Inspector Gadget was a horrible stain of my childhood. And just like Sil, we all felt like that. We all felt isolated during quarantine in 2020 and 2021. Cyanide. Try to kill her, but she doesn't die. Wow. A tear means a lot. Why are Disney and Nickelodeon rivals? Because they want to rip each other off and do the same stupid things. They're going to kill your main villain in the first 5 minutes? No. She breaks out. She doesn't want to die. And no, they don't show nudity with Michelle Williams. She was too young at the time. Because she was like 16 when she did this. Yeah. I heard the commentary. She was a little teeny popper. That's why when she grows up, she cocoons herself and becomes Natasha Henstridge, who was about 19 or 20 at the time. Gorgeous model. No one'd ever heard of her until she did this movie, and she broke out big after that. She did, the whole 9 yards, Species 2, a whole 10 yards, Ghosts of Mars, a lot of stuff, a lot of good things that I enjoy. Kirsten Dunst solo MJ film, is that a bad idea? Well, they don't do solo films usually for girls, because you notice that most of the Sony villains have been males. Morbius, Venom, yeah, and Carnage, yeah. To good effects. And there's gore in this movie. It's not a kids' film. Just because it's from '95 doesn't mean it's for kids. Mm-hmm. And she's in a human form, so that we can know, so men will find her attractive, because men don't find creepy things attractive, except for Adrian Brody in Splice. They don't make movies like this anymore, especially sci-fi horror. Usually, it's like really pretentious, like Prometheus or Alien Covenant. No, this is way better than those. At least it's shorter. I don't like when they have to put religion in sci-fi. It's just not necessary. You really should stop doing that. I said no more affiliations. I mean it. Well, a lot of people like Kirsten Dunst MJ more than Zendaya because she's the Mary Jane, not Michelle Jones. They had to just, you know, She's cute. It's sad that she went this cute girl went from this to Dawson's Creek and then Venom. How? This woman got an Oscar nomination. She had more dignity when she did Glenda in Oz the Great and Powerful. At least there she was smiling and had beautiful clothes and actually had chemistry with James Franco. What do you get with Venom? She's the woman that's with Eddie and then leaves him. And then she turns into a she-Venom for like a minute. I know the Mario movie got delayed, but maybe that's for the best. So she has a portable TV. That was state of the art back in 1995. She's learning from their civilization. Yeah, some civilization we live in now. People are wearing stupid masks outside. They don't want to get vaccinated. And then you have affiliations up the ass. I'm like, why can't people be normal? I started shoving things in my face. I said it. The only thing I want shoved in my face is a woman's body. Nice, clean woman body that's real. That's all I want shoved in my face, guys. I don't want your agendas in my face. This movie had no agendas. It was Roger Donaldson's agenda for this was to entertain, not make schlock like some other directors now. Avengers and Henry Danger crossover now. A banana. At least the conductor was nice to her. See, she's not horrible. It's not till she gets the cocoons and is looking for a man to procreate. Again, that's allowed. Stop acting like that's not allowed anymore. Me too. We get it. You don't want to be sexually assaulted or harassed by that effect. Yeah, that effect is good. She's not a little girl. Michelle Williams was a teenager at the time. Beautiful actress. I don't know why she's wasted in so many superhero movies. This is what she gets instead of the MCU. Again, suck it, Sony. The Incredibles and Big Hero 6, that could have worked. They're both Disney, so yeah. A cat. There's Michael Madsen. And some people say he's a bad actor. No, he's done some good things. Reservoir Dogs, Free Willy, this movie. He's done some good stuff. Yeah, he's done some crap too, but every actor that's done more than one film has done a lot of garbage. There's Forrest Whitaker with his little African hat. Here, he's actually doing something. He actually has a character. What the hell was that in Rogue One? He sounds like this, and then he dies. And Saul Guerrero's a good character in the Clone Wars cartoon. I saw what he can do with his sister, and they waste Forrest Whitaker in that movie in Rogue One. So again, suck it, Disney. How dare you waste that legendary actor that won an Oscar for playing an evil African tyrant from in The Last King of Scotland. Ooh, that movie is scary. Because, the realism... Oh, I forgot to throw this out. Oh, well, I'll just drink it. There's a good image of her running away from the train that has teeth. I saw your Stiletto live stream, and you said we're not going to get a freaking... No, we're not going to get a Michelle Jones movie because she already forgot who Spider-Man is. So they're not even friends. They just met each other again in the donut shop, and that's it. We're not going to see her until the fourth movie. I don't think she's a strong enough character to get her own film, but hey, I've been wrong before. I want Miles. That's what I want because they've been teasing him for so long, and now his movie got pushed to next year. Everything's going to get pushed. And she likes pudding snacks. Only the best characters deserve a spinoff. Spidey's villains don't need a spinoff. If you're not going to do it right, Sony, just stop. No one is asking for these villain movies. We don't want to... What's next? Silver Sable and also freaking Black Cat. No, we want these villains in the Spider-Man movie, not by themselves, because then you write it wrong and you get the wrong people to direct it. Yeah, this effect looks kind of wonky. Her face is the tentacles are coming out. Some of it is practical and some of it is CG. See, that's the CG tentacles coming out of her face. It still looks better than the Thing from 2011. Well, that's Sony's idea to give her own movie. Yeah, it's their idea, but it's not. It's going to fail. They just want it because they want more Zendaya. I get it, but she's still doing Dune. Here's Josh. Hey, Black Cat and Silver Sable, that could work since they're women, but I don't want to see any more of this garbage where they're trying to be scary, but they're being too comedic. Not every Spider-Man villain is a comedian. Just remember that, Josh. They're not. They're not villains. Craven the Hunter does not laugh. He's not the yuckity yuck. He's a killer. He's a hunter. Meaning he kills with his freaking knives and whatever. He's not yuck, yuck, yuck. I'm going to kill somebody. Yuck, yuck, yuck. No, that's not the kind of character he is. Money. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Forrest Whitaker's a psychic in this movie, by the way. An empath, so he's basically he's basically Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. They can feel things. If the Michelle Jones movie happened, what would your reaction be? I'd be like, Sony, just stop. Stop making spin-offs that don't work. You haven't done one good one since Into the Spider-Verse, which is technically a spin-off because it's Miles' story, not Peter's. But that was animated, so they made it for kids, and it was a good, compelling story. But with Venom, you made a freaking yuckity yuck comedy, and it's not R-rated, so it's not going to work. And then the sequel was the same thing. That wasn't R-rated. Yeah, definitely, especially with Sony. Other than Spider-Man, you can't, and Miles, you just can't do a good spin-off, Sony. It's like when Marvel tried to do when Fox was doing those Marvel movies without the MCU input, and look what happened with X-Men and Fantastic Four. They destroyed them. Yeah, they started off well, and then they crashed into a hole. And she ate nothing but pudding snacks. Yeah, this effect looks really good. The cocoon, it's basically aliens, guys. We get it. This movie was Roger Donaldson's homage, not ripoff of Alien, because this alien wants to procreate. Granted, the xenomorph also wanted to do that, but that was just only in an alien form. It didn't have a human form until we got Alien Resurrection. But you know how it is. And also, screw you, Tony, for Hack the Movies or for shitting on the Mandalorian. That's why I'm not watching your channel anymore. So if he ever sees this, you know why. Because you do not talk shit about something that I hold dear after 3 terrible Star Wars movies from Disney. This effect is good. Here's the nudity in the film, Josh. Natasha Henstridge. Oh, real tits, real ass. Yeah, there it is. Suck it. Suck my heterosexual schlong. Me Too movement. Why did you get that mad when the little Sim had a different opinion on Dune? Because he said it was boring. If it was the David Lynch movie, I can understand. But that lit movie is, I take offense when people are like crapping on something that's really important to me. You know, good sci-fi, not this garbage that they call sci-fi. Like, 1974. That was around the time when they were doing Alien. A few years earlier. Because Silver Sable, if they don't do that right, it's going to be garbage, or it's going to be a feminist piece, and I don't need that. Plus, Little Sim is a kid; he shouldn't be watching my podcasts. He's under 18. He should. Does this look like a movie meant for kids? It's not. Even at 14 or whatever, you're still a kiddo. You can't even watch this movie without adult supervision because it's a very adult movie. Because, like I said, I don't like when people are like, it's like they're personally attacking me for their opinions. And then when they have to say the same stupid jokes, oh, I killed Ben Affleck. Oh, I killed Tobey Maguire. Oh, oh, I'm fat and I'm Italian. It's the same freaking jokes. I don't say the same jokes, guys. I come up with new material because I do these live streams on the fly. Don't have a script. Look, you see any papers here? No. It's all coming from my head. Because I know how to improvise. I've taken improv classes in college. These idiots did not. They're like, oh no, I killed somebody. And I'm like, yeah, that's really hilarious. I preferred rental reviews that James Rolfe did with back in the 2010s. Because that was actually funny. And it wasn't an hour and a half long. I tell you, some YouTube channels should be just canceled for bad taste. Yeah, this is the embryo. Well, and that's enough of that rant. I just wanted to get that off my chest. See, look, yeah. The alien, it grows fast at an accelerated rate. Yep. Female, because again, we have to, females procreate. Oh, how cute. Don't get me wrong, this might be true or it might be fake. Buying for Zendaya starting her own spinoff. If it happens and it flops, I'm going to tell you I told you so. It's not that Zendaya is a bad character. It's just that unless it's a Disney Plus show, which they've done plenty of spinoffs, I don't think it can work. Because you did Moon Knight, and I'm like, that was mixed for me. I don't think the show is the best. It's really slow and weird, and just the last episode was mental. But Madam Web deserves a chance more than Michelle because Madam Web is something different. We have not seen her in the MCU yet. Michelle, we've seen her in 3 films. See, you can feel that. And the acting's really good in this movie. That's usually rare. In the sequel, they got an actor in it that's horrible. Like, he never acted again after that. Alvin and the Chipmunks and Spider-Man crossover, yeah, that's not going to happen either. Yep. We made her female to make her more docile? Yeah. I've heard that one before. Tom Holland wasn't even alive when this movie came out in 1995 because he would have been a fetus because he wasn't born until like what 1996 or 97. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he wasn't even born yet. Or Zendaya, yeah, because they're kids. They're in their 20s now. People said that Spider-Man No Way Home Michelle Jones was just like the MJ character in the comics. Well, because they give her humanity and they didn't make her shit on Peter like when he got his identity revealed. She wasn't like she was supporting him. But here's the thing: she's not Mary Jane. Changing her name does not change anything. That's like calling Betty Brant the younger version, the same version of as Elizabeth Banks. It's not the same character. It's a younger version. It's a younger take, and she is an Australian, so she's not even the same race as Elizabeth Banks. I like a different interpretation too, but not everybody gets a spinoff. Miles needs to get one live action. It's going to happen. He's going to be in the next movie. It's inevitable. We're not gonna. He can't be this popular and then they never put him in live action. He's going to be fine. There she is. There's Natasha Henstridge with her gorgeous blonde hair. And yes, her breasts are real. They're not fake. That's not a podcast for kids. She has a beautiful face. She's still a gorgeous woman, even to this day. Again, would have been a great Captain Marvel. People were like, Natalie Dormer, that Binto from freaking the Hunger Games sequels? No more Bintos. I mean it. Silver Sable and Black Cat better be played by American or Canadian actresses or Asian, just something different. is a parody of Mary Jane. Well, not a parody, but a take. It's not. They didn't say, "Oh, let's make MJ black." No, they didn't do that. Sony wanted to do something different, or they're like, "Hey, we can't have a black MJ. That's not in the comics." Again, they've had a black Nick Fury, and nobody complained about that, and a black Catwoman this year. So you can get over that you're biased, people. Stop being so close-minded. Ugh. But I don't know why these bananas turn brown. Disgusting. Ugh. I'll just eat this part. Look at that mess. Yeah, she wants to procreate. I want a baby again. What woman doesn't? And now with surrogacy, you can actually have a baby through another method that's natural. I honestly welcome Madam Web, Spider Woman, and Black Cat as long as they're treated with love. Silver Sable, I could see Caitlyn doing that. Yeah, again, give her something that I want to see her in. Beanie's already doing stage work, so she's not going to be in an MCU movie. Yep, they're drilling outside my home, but don't ignore it. It's not in my house. Yeah, I like Michael Madsen's sunglasses. See, this movie has Oscar-nominated actors. What did they do in the sequel? Natasha and Michael Madsen and Mark Helgenberg come back, but no Forrest Whitaker, no Molina. Well, Molina dies. Of course, he didn't come back. What I don't understand is why people are so sensitive about nudity in a movie now. They make R-rated movies still, guys. Yeah, they exist. Deadpool just came out a couple years ago, and there was no Me Too movement. If Marina Baccarin was able to bear it all, and she did not get canceled. Why? Because some women are comfortable with their skin. Others are like, "You're not going to see my ass on camera." Yeah, that's what you say. That's a nice dress. She looks like a yes. She is. She's from Canada. Beautiful. Looks like a wedding dress. Very beautiful dress. She's the hottest alien I've ever seen. Femme alien, if you will. They did kind of a rip-off movie of this called Decoys. It's horrible, guys. Don't even bother watching it. It's this movie, but without the good writing, and it has one of the most biggest slaps in the face endings, predictable endings I've ever seen. Henry Danger sacrificed himself to save the city in the final episode. Henry Danger, whoop-de freaking do. I don't care. I don't watch that show. It was never meant for me. At least the script writers knew that Natasha Henstridge has a foreign look, so they said, "Are you a foreigner?" She's like, "Yeah, I am." I'm not sensitive towards nudity at all. It's just some girls want body doubles instead, and they want to date. I don't remember Caitlyn having a body double when she was, coming out of the pool in Booksmart, or when she was kissing another girl, which should have killed me, but it didn't because you can't barely see it. Yeah, see, big bellies. Yeah, she wants a baby. These are two black kids. Yeah. Why don't you care about what? Hmm. The Saharan Motor Hotel. Uh, what do you think about France? Well, I've never been there. My sister went there 2 years ago. She loved it. There it is. Yep, there's a softcore porno in an R-rated movie. See, again, that's why we're here, guys. Procreation is exactly why we're here. We're not just we're not just freaking DNA walking around, bumping into the walls and wearing stupid masks. Granted, they only show the clip for like 3 seconds because if not, this will get an NC-17 and it would have bombed. Excuse me. Cells. Yeah, I don't know why so many women are afraid to show their bodies. I mean, it's just your body, guys. Stop acting like you're breaking the law. I mean, these adult film stars do it every single day, and they don't have to have repercussions for it. About Henry Danger sacrificing himself again. Don't care. I don't watch that show. I told you that. How do you know Galactus is going to be in Avengers 5? Well, they need a big villain for an Avengers movie. They can't have, they either need Kang, Galactus, Onslaught, or some big villain like that. I knew Mario was going to get delayed because there was no trailer yet. Sonic made a ton of money, and it was going to come out in December, the same month as Avatar 2. It didn't stand a chance, so they pushed it to April of next year. That's fine. It gives me another year to see the. I'm doing a podcast for the 1993 movie, and I can rewatch the cartoons and play my video games. Black Cat, I think it was Sydney Sweeney might play in Venom, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't care who plays it as long as it's a female that's not queer and not non-binary, a female like this. I'm tired of these women acting like they're dudes or they don't know what they are. I'm like, look in the mirror, look down your shirt, you'll know what you are. Stop playing dumb. Non-binary is stupid. Like, I don't know what I am. I'm a man and I'm heterosexual. You laughed at Alvin and Chipmunks 2015 cartoon, so why can't you laugh at Henry Danger? Henry Danger's a stupid show. It needs to put a laugh track to tell me when to laugh. It's not funny, guys. There's a difference between a live audience and a stupid laugh track. I'm sick of laugh tracks. I'm sick of them. This effect looks good. No more talking about Henry Danger or you're going to be put on timeout. I mean it. I don't want to talk about it. It's not that the cast is bad, it's just the writing's bad. And there's an actor in there that's a tranny. Yeah, unfortunately, that's in that show, and it's weird. Like, I have accent, and I'm like, you're not really a man, you're a woman. Oof, that was just bleh. Bleh. That just makes no freaking sense. At least Jim Carrey's a dude. I hate laugh tracks. I don't like laugh tracks. It's that you're going to tell me when to laugh. No, I will laugh if I find something funny. If it's not funny, I'm not going to laugh. It ruins shows. I want to laugh on my own. I don't need a freaking laugh track. Sonic 2 did not need a laugh track. Booksmart didn't need a laugh track. Even shows like the Goldbergs, the early seasons are funny, and there was no laugh track. Because even in a cartoon, it just feels forced. Good effects, man. H.R. Giger, rest in peace, man. We're going to miss your designs. That's why Fox can't do another Alien movie, because Disney owns it. Disaster movie is way worse. Yeah, because it's not a comedy. Everything in that is a reference to something better or worse, depending on your point of view. Yeah, kill that tentacle. Kill it. Got it. This is also kind of like Dead Space. So Dead Space will come out in the 2000s on the PlayStation, I think 3 or something, or the Xbox. Yeah, those had like tentacle creatures as well. I think the reason why most girls don't want to show their bodies nowadays is because they don't want most guys to see them as sex objects instead of actual real life. Josh, I saw Caitlin Deaver clothed at the Oscars, and I wanted to just do things to her. That's what heterosexuality is. It's not a disease. It's a way of life, and it's a way of life that I live. Not like these freaking people in the LGBT were like, you can't have straightness. That's not right. I'm like, yeah, and tell that to me in June when I'm looking at women and not dudes. That's just who I am, guys. I'm not changing. The isolation didn't change who I am. I look at a woman and in a few seconds, my brain is gonna tell it's gonna process if this is for me or not. That's how it works. Clothed or not, it doesn't matter. Women have other things in besides, the outside body that turns me on. Panties. I know, guys, I'm childish. Yes, and these are Natasha Henstridge's real bosoms. There's no CGI here. She's not afraid of her body. She was a model. Models have to be comfortable in their own skin. Stop trying to hide everything. My imagination goes wild. A man. Keyword man. Or the guys here in the chat. Men. Oh my. She's so good in this movie, and she doesn't have to have a lot of dialogue to leave an impression. You wouldn't put me in a timeout, would you? No, if you just stop talking about. Yeah, exactly. Where's the best place to find a man? Again, it's called being normal. I guess people forgot that in 2 years. They're like, no, we're gonna be locked in our homes and we're gonna have agendas shoved right in your face. Yeah, and look how well that's gonna work out in Pride Month when I don't care. The only people in Pride Month I care about are bisexual women, and that's only because they're women. That's it. Like Angelina Jolie, she's freaking weird, but she's still a woman. She knows what she is. She's not trying to hide who she is, and she's done plenty of movies where she's shown her body. Yeah, this is like the club scene in the Batman, but it's only one scene, not four. This movie's like an hour shorter than the Batman. Uh, I'm not saying that you can't have heterosexuality, but if you're having to show skin in films or TV, the girls have to get comfortable. Again, Natasha Henstridge is. You're pulling a Weinstein or something. You're not pulling a Weinstein. That looks like Stana Katic. No, it's not a Weinstein if it's allowed. If they have consent from the director, it's allowed. Roger Donaldson is not Harvey Weinstein. He didn't even work on this movie, Harvey Weinstein. And even the movies that he did work on that he produced, I'm like, yeah, some actresses had to marry somebody so they could not be with Harvey Weinstein. Again, we didn't know who he was until he came out as, oh, yeah, I sexually assaulted women. Yeah, you douchebag. And he's an old fart, Mm-hmm. I just don't want women to be like hiding everything like they're freaking Amish girls. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to find something sexy about you if I analyze with my brain. It still works. I don't want to hear about period blood and freaking, abortions and all that. Yeah, this is a great effect, by the way. See, that's not period blood. That's gallons of blood. Our Henry Dangerous Scary Movie. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this. I'm sorry, Gun Avenger, but if you're Little Sim in disguise, I'm gonna have to just put you in a timeout. I'm sorry. I said no more. I mean it. I'm not playing games here. It's not a Weinstein when they have consent. Yes, Dakota Johnson had consent when she was bearing it all in those 50 Shades movies. That wasn't a Harvey Weinstein. It's based on bad source material. What do you expect? and 365 Days and Twilight and all that. Yeah, it's based on bad source material. You're not going to get a good movie out of it. Sorry. Rarely do you get a bad book made into a good movie. Mm. Yes, I did that, guys. Get over it. Yeah, she goes, ooh. Yep, she screamed because it's not period blood. Yeah, suck it, turning red. You did what? You did what do you mean did what? I did this. That's all I'm saying is that some girls want to be comfortable. They are comfortable. That's an awesome practical effect, by the way. Where was that in Alien? In Alien Covenant, that movie's just a slasher film in space with bad, underwritten characters. Amanda Peet is in her 50s and she's still willing to bear it. Why? Because she's not a Me Too thing. Because Weinstein didn't even touch her. Because she's with David Benioff and he will protect her from scumbags like him. And she's a tall woman. Yeah, she killed that woman, and that woman didn't do anything to her. She ripped her spine open, so she's like the Predator. Here we go. Personally, my favorite Alien movies are Aliens and Resurrection. Yeah, exactly. At least those were made with practical effects and directors that knew what they were doing. Ridley Scott hasn't made a good movie in years, guys. And I don't need rape scenes either. That should be banned from movies. That's just mean spirited. Procreation's not rape. So you can't see The Last Duel, Josh, and say, "Oh, look, a rape scene. It was made for its time." No, that's mean spirited, and I can't handle that. I don't want to see sexual assault even in a period piece. It makes me uncomfortable. It's not a Harvey Weinstein to gently touch a woman. There's a difference between stroking their hair and grabbing them by the boobs. I'm like, you don't do that. You don't do that, guys, especially nowadays. Hey, Sonic the Hedgehog. Hey, what's up? I loved your movie. Wait, no, it's like I don't want to see The Last Duel because Ridley Scott should be ashamed of himself putting a rape scene in a freaking period piece. It's for shock value. It's not scary. It's just unpleasant. A pair of bosoms is not going to kill you, guys. Touch your face. You're not leaving. Well, he doesn't know what she is. Guys like to be rough, and I don't get it. I don't get it. That's not going to make you feel more like a man, like trying to manhandle somebody. Here's the alien tongue right through the head. Yep. It's like the xenomorphs, the chest burster, but instead of the chest, it goes through the head. A pair of bruises will kill people, especially incels. Yeah. Do you like my movies? Yeah, I do. Both Sonic movies were great and didn't have anything gratuitous in it. There it is again, a shower scene. See? And it's short. They don't have to shove these things down your face. Nowadays, they're like, no, we can't make an R-rated movie. It can be super violent and they can curse like crazy, but we can't show nudity. Yeah, go see Peacemaker. It's a ton of nudity in that, and some of it was just like out of nowhere. That was not necessary. Some of it just felt really forced because James Gunn's all out of his mind. There's more blood in this movie than the Resident Evil movies. You can't treat women like that, and you can't treat men like that either. You got to have both. You got to have equal opportunity. If Jackass they can show their penises on camera and it's real, it's not a movie, then why can't a woman show get procreate in it? What happened to the John Avenger fan? I can put him in a timeout. He was talking too much about Henry Danger. Yeah, again, if I feel threatened, I'm gonna defend myself. Hmm. What woman isn't? Mating and procreation are what we're here for. Stop acting like that's a sin, Hollywood. You and your we gotta cover everything. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're just being pussies. Oh, you'll show two gay people kissing, and you can't show a man and a woman kissing and doing the deed because you're so scared of repercussions. Needles. Yep. I'm Sonic from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Yes, I see it. Yeah, needles. That's like the COVID vaccine. Yeah. Because she's the villain of the movie, Ben Kingsley. Because Ben Kingsley's not the villain here. He's basically like a anti-hero because he created this thing and then he wants to kill it. Yeah. You can show a man and woman bonding if you're careful and not pulling a Weinstein. Again, it's not about a Weinstein, Josh, because I don't remember anybody complaining about the scene in Watchmen when Night Owl and Silk Spectre 2 are having sex and they procreate and have a baby. Again, that's what's going to happen if they do another superhero movie that's R-rated. Because you can show violence, and yet violence is worse because that actually hurts people. Look what happened this year so far. When I met Olivia Wilde, I didn't pull a Weinstein. I put my arm around her and I took a picture with her, and she felt comfortable around me. And she's real, guys. My third movie should be released in 2024. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's a good effect. And they gave the aliens bosoms. Yeah, where could I find a man? It's a really good effect. I wish I could touch Natasha Henrich's hair. I'm not apologizing for being for what I enjoy. Just listening to a woman turns me on. Imagine seeing them. You know, I can feel their essence. When I saw Olivia Wilde in person, I couldn't believe it. I was just dumbfounded. Just as beautiful on the in person as she is on the big screen. Gorgeous eyes, very slim body. Smells her hair smells amazing. What's up, Iron Lantern? You just made it. We're about 50 minutes into the movie. Only thing people complained about in Love Scene with Watchmen was the song choice. Yeah, it's from Shrek. I get it, but still some shows and films that get away with it. Yeah, The Boys. You think that's for kids? The next season they're probably going to have, Starlight having sex with a man again. Oh my God, that's so controversial again. Erin Moriarty's desirable. What do you expect? Ouch! I should have killed her. Yeah, she should have died from that, but she's okay. She doesn't have a scratch on her. Good stunt, by the way. Whoever did the stunt for Natasha Henstridge in that scene. See, stunt doubles are fine, but body doubles, come on, guys. Don't deny me my butter. When I go see Multiverse of Madness, I'm already going to be turned on by Wanda. Why? Because she's a gorgeous woman with that little crown. That was a crown, and that wasn't her ass shot. And look at how that made me. I like the Sonic movies too. Yeah, they made me happy in these 2 years of isolation and stress and a lot of bad sleepless nights. Those movies got me through it. Yeah, it's funny how Alfred Molina does a lot of science here. He speaks science here, and he also does that in Spider Man too. I know that black lady. She's been in a lot of comedy shows. I haven't seen the Sonic Boom cartoon, no, because it's not on Cartoon Network anymore. I think I can stream it somewhere. I want to see more Sonic after that movie. It made me happy. Even the end credits made me happy when it said Sonic 2 and they had that awesome song Shooting to the Stars by Kid Cudi. I really love that song. Like it made me feel alive inside. I was like that's the song that fits the end of the movie just like in the first one. If the actress isn't comfortable in front of thousands of people, they should have a body double or an intimacy coordinator. Yeah, Erin is going to do a scene like that, Josh, one day, and you're gonna flip. You're gonna flip backwards because she's a gorgeous woman in her late 20s. Trust me, every male director is doing this, and when they do the boys, yeah. I mean, they put her in that outfit for a reason. Trust me, that ain't no devout thing. That's like a bathing suit, and guys watch the show because of that. It's not just because of the guys. Wait. Is that Sonic the Hedgehog? Yeah. Hey, there's some caring guys in this movie. They're not just I want to have sex with anything that moves. No, they're actually characters in this movie. Have you seen the teaser for Thor: Love and Thunder? No, I'm gonna watch it next week when I go see Multiverse of Madness. They have Sonic Boom DVDs, but I haven't seen them yet in the wild because I usually get stuff cheap at the dollar store or like Target or Best Buy. But I could stream it. They have Sonic X on Netflix and on Tubi and such, so I can watch it. It's 12:36. Yeah. And I feel bad for this poor guy because all he wanted to do was try to save her, and he does, and then she kills him. It's a little bit mean spirited, but hey, guys, she's the villain. I didn't feel bad for the Weinsteins that were in Wonder Woman 84, Josh. Admit it, they were Weinsteins. Every time Kristen Wiig came, even when she was with glasses and frizzy hair, this guy wanted to like sexually assault her. That wasn't needed. That wasn't necessary. Beating up on men in that movie was just really bad. Sonic 3, I'm going to meet the Shadow. Yeah, I know. I can't wait. Please don't cast Kevin Hart to do his voice. Get somebody that could do a dark, deep voice. He's emo. He's an emo Sonic. I've seen that poor guy, John. I saw that thing and it excited me. Yeah, because again, you have Natalie Portman coming back after several years of absence. The Feria has a live action series. I didn't see it because I don't care. It looks weird. I don't think a live action was needed. Aaron already has done on The Boys in season one. I told you because again, desirable body. Wonder Woman. I meant that Pedro, not Pedro Pascal, the guy that was hitting on Barbara in the street. It's like, hey baby, what's up? And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't needed. She beats him up, and I'm like, okay, that wasn't needed either. Writers. That's why I blame Jeff Johns for that. He wrote that. He's a Weinstein. Hello, beautiful body. God, her body is so clean. Me fighting Knuckles in the second movie was kind of cruel. No, it wasn't. It was actually awesome. People wanted to see that. And no, I didn't watch this movie on TV because it's edited. They edited a lot of stuff out, mainly the nudity and some of the violence. It's not the same. Hmm. No, Pedro Pascal was not one of them. It was that guy in the street. This this poor guy. I know. What woman doesn't? What woman doesn't? Yeah, but here he's like this poor guy. He doesn't even procreate with her. He just drowns him. I told a million times I'm not Little Sim, but whoever it is, just don't talk about Henry Danger anymore. There's certain subjects I don't want spoken here. That's a cool effect. Good eye. The CG at the end, it's kind of wonky. But again, 1995, guys, what are you going to do? It was not going to have state of the art effects. These practical effects still look great, even in 2022. They still look great because sometimes it's someone in a suit and other times it's an animatronic. It's really well done. Have you heard about this Cleveland show? Yeah, but it flopped because it's just black Family Guy, but without the segues and good humor. That looks awesome. Yep, the tentacle right in your mouth. That's what they do in some Japanese animes. And yet Japan doesn't get canceled. And they put sexual content with minors, which they should never do that. How many people complain about Karen's Jumanji scene? Why? They're even making fun of how they're saying, "Oh yeah, you look gratuitous. You look like a Lara Croft with red hair." Before that movie and the nudity and Euphoria, yet they shut up once they saw it and surprised them again because people they're like overly sensitive for everything. If you want to know, my real name is Brian. Okay, Brian. It's just that Little Sims, I banned him because he was just too much talking about the same thing in every chat. This is a chat, not a Q&A. Some people keep forgetting that when you write words on here, it's got to make sense. I'm not going to answer questions. It's not a Q&A. If I asked for a Q&A, I would do one. It's like doing a DVD update and I talk about politics and not the movies or shows that I bought to make any sense. Who's Little Sim? Some kid that was on my Star live stream, always popping up out of nowhere and saying the same thing. He was just trying to spam me. Alien Eye. Yes, I know it got delayed. I don't have to hear about that. These delays, I don't want to hear about any more delays. Just give me what I can get this year, and I'll wait till next year to get my fill because my brother won't be living here anymore anyway. So I could finally have the house to myself when I see something. I don't have to be interrupted when I'm watching. So, oh, killer squirrel, killer squirrel. It's just a squirrel. Hmm. The suit doesn't bother me, nor is it showing skin. What you got people are hurt who hurt women or men or people threaten using racial words. Yeah, again, that's not me. This poor guy. Mario and I are rivals. I know, but yet they're working for the same company now because Sonic has been in some of his games, like I think Super Smash Brothers and such. Uh, Even as a full alien, Natasha's still good in the movie. Yeah, again because she can emote even with being an alien creature. She doesn't act alien. She doesn't act like she's not talking like this. You know that like she doesn't talk like that. Nowadays, it just take that and they don't know how to act. Oh, she can also mind control, like the idiot from the Eternals. Yeah, did you know the Family Guy did parodies of Star Wars? Yeah, I saw the first part. I haven't seen the Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi parodies because I haven't had time. I've seen so much at home. We're about an hour in. You know, we have about 40 some minutes left. It's long, but it's not too long. If this was a Batman, we'd just be in the first hour of 2 hours and 48 minutes, 47 minutes. I counted it. It's not 3 hours. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah. There's some suspense to this movie. You don't know what's going to happen, and it's never played for laughs. Unlike some sci-fi movies nowadays, they want to be violent and funny at the same time. Me and Mario Kart over in the Olympic Games. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for that. It was going to be the most epic thing, and it's a sports game. Yeah. What is the first movie you saw in cinemas? Me, it was Ice Age 2. What I remember is Hook in 1991. Do you want Family Guy to do the sequel trilogy too? No. Those don't need to be made fun of. They were already a joke. Do you want Meg Griffin to become Ray? No. Again, no. Sonic, when it was your third movie going to be released in 2024, probably. In 2024. That's a good effect. Yeah, she cuts her thumb off. It doesn't hurt because she's not human. Pretty good effect for 1995. Remember Alien? Remember Terminator 2 when he takes his skin off? So yeah, I mean, the movie I was going to do this on Saturday, but because I get interrupted a lot, I just well, let's do it today. The drilling stopped, I think, yeah, because they've been drilling across the street of my house for 2 days now. Some schmuck is making some new staircase for the front house. Thankfully, I won't have to do that in our house. And the film's not too slow. Like Alien is very slow, but it went. And there he is. Great. I'm just gonna ignore him. I don't care because I'm like, you know, the movie's almost over. I'm not gonna take this line down. This is her traveling scene, and then this is when she dyes her hair brown so she could blend in. She stole a car and nobody noticed. Also, no one complained about when Carrie Coon showed her body in the leftovers because that was a show, and she's comfortable in her skin. They didn't do it in Ghostbusters because it's a movie made for kids mainly. Ghostbusters Afterlife. The guys who did the Matrix are now girls. Yeah, I know. I can. Yeah, because the again 2022, there's still a lot going on in the spring and summer coming up. So there's Forrest Whitaker in the field. I mean, walking down the sidewalk. There's a dumpsters. A jump scare. Yeah, that wasn't needed. Hobos. Yeah. If you wanted to travel, which country would you go to? Canada, because it's right above me, so I don't have to go like overseas. Why you know? And I don't. I want to because I don't want. I don't want to answer him. I don't have to answer him. Well, she didn't kill that woman. She just cut one of her fingers off. Here we go. Third act is coming up. The Sonic. This is not a Q and A. It's not a Q and A. This isn't a Q and A, and I'm not going to answer questions or stupid comments that have nothing to do with this film. Chase scene is intense. It's like in the Batman. If I do a podcast for that, I got to do it in two parts. I can't do the whole movie in one shot. It's just way too long. Was this movie a box office hit? Yes, it is, but I'm not going to answer you anymore. It had a franchise, so of course it was a hit. in '95 because again, there weren't a lot of movies like this. The next Alien movie wouldn't be till '97, Alien Resurrection, which people were like very mixed on, but I can watch it as a guilty pleasure. Another good stunt. Yep, another explosion. If he was a kid, if I know he was a kid, I wouldn't have invited him here in the first place. Because, like I said, minors should not be watching my content if they don't have an adult with them. Because again, this isn't a kids movie. Even to this day, it's not a kids movie. There's a lot of content in this movie now that will make this an NC-17 now because people are so overly sensitive uh, for everything now. There's a firefighters, there's a blockade. Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock. Yeah, there's a lens flare, and that lens flare is kind of annoying. And this is when she dyes her hair and cuts her hair with brown hair dye, just so she could blend in. People can be overly sensitive nowadays, but as far as sexual content and stuff goes, they just want more of that and they want it naturally in the movies in a positive light. What positive light? That a woman looks beautiful? I already know that, guys. I'm tired of the fake bosoms and fake penises and all that. I'm like, yeah, it's fake. I mean, in Boogie Nights, Mark Wahlberg wore a prosthetic. That's how embarrassed he was for his Johnson. This is of course the movie that Venom stole from. Yeah, and Venom did it wrong because it's not R-rated. So when he bites someone's head, there's no blood. There's nothing. There's not even any blood. There's nothing. There's no gore. There's nothing. What stupid stuff like that? Sir? You should see my old podcast to see what he said in some of them. It made no sense. It had nothing to do with the film I was watching. It was a Q&A or I'm going to mention Michelle Jones's movies 14 times. It's not going to happen. When I see a trailer, then I'll believe it because the New Mutants had a trailer and it didn't come out for 3 years. So that tells you how much movies get released in theaters nowadays. We're lucky when we get a film like Sonic 2 didn't get delayed another year, and I'm glad because I needed it after all I've been through this year. All these terrible movies I had to stream this year. No, she's not dead. She jumped out of the car. Michelle Jones is the black girl from the Spider-Man movies. You're not going to get a spinoff with every character, guys. That's what Disney Plus is for, to make lesser characters more important on their own. That's why Hawkeye got his own show, and freaking Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They would never gotten a movie because again, Disney Plus wants to have some content on there. The positive light is that girls should be treated beautifully, and they use prosthetics in love scenes to avoid any accidents. Accidents? You mean procreation? Which movie do you think a podcast on which he couldn't stop bitching? Again, look at my earlier ones from January and February. You'll find them. There she is with brown hair, and she can't recognize her face. Looks nice with dark hair. I love dark hair. She looks like Lena Headey if Lena Headey was more desirable. And on Game of Thrones, yeah, tits and ass in your face, and there are a bunch of bentos. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want ham. Hail Mary. No, you don't know nothing about Spider-Man. Well, in Sonic 2, he does a lot of like he like to talk down his villains like Spider-Man. I mean, accidentally procreating instead of having the love scene choreographed to the director and the intimacy coordination. Yeah, I kept telling him Sony reportedly eyeing for Zendaya to star in her own spinoff, but he won't listen. Like the posters behind you. Thanks, man. January and February 2018 or 2019. No, this year. Not. I don't even remember if Little Sim was even on my podcast back then because it was starting during the pandemic because everybody was locked in. So anybody could have been on my podcast back then in 2020 or 2021 or earlier this year. And how did they not recognize her? I don't know. What happened to your why him? I had to delete it because it got a copyright infringement. That's why I've been using headphones the past 4 months. I don't want. I do not want to get another copyright infringement for any music or any sound cues or anything. Not for footage because I never show the footage, but for some reason they're like, "Oh, that has Kiss music. It's can't it got a copyright infringement, and that's why it's gone." 902 YouTube copyrights. Yeah, YouTube shouldn't be doing copyrighted if I didn't I didn't meant to do that. Hmm. Mm. Doesn't YouTube give you a chance to mute the music? Yeah, but I didn't do it in time, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to take a chance. I'm just going to use headphones. They can't hear a thing, so try to hear this, YouTube. You hear nothing, right? Because you get nothing. Trying to steal my content. Has beautiful green eyes. I bet there's a leading lady in this movie you're attracted to. Yeah, Natasha Henstridge. It's a beautiful woman. My name is Brian, not Little Simp. It's fine. Who does housekeeping at night? Normally they do it during the day. I know because I've been in a lot of hotels and resorts and such over the years. They show nothing. Yeah, she goes down on them, but they don't show anything because again, R rating, they can't show too much, or it gets an NC-17 if they show any BJ's or any of that. They just imply it. Hmm. Well, he's plastered, so is this movie R rated? Yes, it is. It still is, even to this day. There is nothing for kids here. You shouldn't have put my headphones while you were doing the Wycombe. I didn't know that I was going to get a copyright infringement. I forgot that there was Kiss music in the movie. One of my favorite directors now is Denis Villeneuve because his movies have been great. You can show skin and things till nowadays, but be careful why you won't get a NC-17 because again, people want to just cut, 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 and cut, and I'm like, it's too much. The rating system is a freaking joke now. They can show male nudity in a PG-13, and yet they can't show female nudity in an R. Yeah, suck it, please. PC world we live in. Yeah, because nowadays, like they show an ass and oh my god, that's gonna hurt my children. Your kids aren't supposed to watch an R-rated movie to begin with, no matter what's in it, or mature on streaming. There's content for children and there's content for adults, and I'm an adult. And most of the people in my chat are adults, not kiddos, not 14-year-old children that can't even go into an R-rated movie without an adult. And even then, I don't think they should go. It's like taking a 5-year-old to see the Batman. No, it is not for them. And I saw it last week. You can show female skin in an R-rated movie. It's just parents and incels. Yeah, I don't care about what parents think. My parents don't care what I watch now. I'm an adult. I know people who are more concerned about scarf than scarf. What's scarf than nudity? I don't know what scarf means. I know he could feel it. Yep, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful body. Again, even in Truth or Dare, they had to censor that scene with. I can see why you're ignoring those. Yeah. Yep, touch her face. You see the scene in her back when her her spines come out, her spikes come out like Venom or Riot. Does the movie have an equal amount of blood? Yes, it does. There's a lot of gore in this movie. What can you? Yeah, you see her back. Yes, I love to feel your belly. Truth or Dare, the scene that actually Lucy kissing the guy, yeah, but it has to be censored because it started as a PG-13. Yeah, it's starting. Yeah, if it was that quick, trust me, women would have been having babies in like a week. I'm glad that's not the case. It takes months. Hmm. Yep, of course, Alfred Molina dies. He's not even the villain. Yeah, I agree with John. The argument between you and Little Sim needs to end. It is going to end. Just this will be the last podcast. We're going to end this. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I will try. Yeah, you could stream it. They have a lot of places to stream this movie, and there's a Blu-ray box set that I think just came out with all four films. She does give birth to a baby in a sewer. No, she only has one, and then a rat has the DNA, so it's setting up for a sequel that happened in 1998, which I did see, but it's really violent. Like it's way more. It's got way more gore and sexual content than this one does. Way more. The lead guy just sucks in that movie, though. If I ever do the second movie, I'll just buy it first on Blu-ray because it has a commentary. And I didn't want to see this in the 90s also because on VHS it was full screen. It was not till DVD and Blu-ray that this movie became widescreen, anamorphic, so you could see everything. Because in full screen, it looks like this. Everything is like chopped up and it's really close, and it's not the same. I'd rather see things in their theatrically, the aspect ratio that it was made in. I only have VHSs of Star Wars because they're collectibles. Is this from the 70s, the 90s, 1995? Half of you guys weren't even born yet. Okay, John. Once a dead body. Yep, she went to the sewers where the Ninja Turtles live. Flamethrowers because I was an alien. You look tired. Yeah, I haven't slept well this week. Getting up every day, hearing drilling across the street, that kind of distracted me. So, yeah. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. Yeah, this scene is also the most of this movie was done on location. There's no green screen backgrounds like in these bad movies like Cosmic Sins and all that. No, oof. Those movies don't know what a good sci-fi movie is. It's not just green screen. You have to have good characters and good writing and atmosphere. Movies nowadays don't have that. Some of these, or they try to preach a message in a freaking sci-fi movie. Just take some of this nasal spray. It'll help a lot. No, don't worry. It's not cocaine. It's Vicks. Vicks Sinex saline water in my nose. Drink some water. It'll help relieve my sinuses. Here it is. Yep. It got him. 1995, same year as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a movie, which I did a podcast for. That one came out really well, and it made me cry because it meant so much to me. And the very next day after my podcast, Eddie Van Halen passed away. Biggest coincidence. I didn't know he was going to pass away. That movie means the world to me because I saw it when I was 10, and I love the show. I agree with the guy. There's the alien. Yeah, the CG in the scene at the end looks kind of wonky, but again, they didn't have a lot of time. Why aren't you finishing the sentences of what everybody is saying in the chat? What do you mean you finish the sentences? I'm trying to read it as fast as I can. That looks great. It's got to be a waterproof suit because she has to jump in the water a lot. She's in a lot of water in that suit. I don't know if Natasha Henstridge is in it or it's a stunt woman. We're almost done. We're an hour and 34 minutes in. We got about 10 minutes, I think. Yeah. Then the end credits, I can stop. There's no post-credit scene here for a sequel. They didn't do that much in the 90s. And a year before Space Jam. Yeah, the original Space Jam. You're welcome. Yep, bosom alien titties. Yeah, big buxom, I should say. She's trying to give birth. Some people just said this is just a knockoff of Alien. Well, it's an homage because H.R. Giger, who did the designs for Alien, did it for this movie too. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock already. Yeah, I'm going to take a nap. So there's the rat. Mm-hmm. The rat that gets the final shot in the scene in the movie. Because the baby eats the rat. Mm-hmm. It's like in Starship, not Starship Troopers, in what was it called, Battlefield Earth, where they eat rat for some reason. Forrest Whitaker also did that, and that was a terrible movie. More drilling. You turn on my phone, but I get like 100 notifications anyway. So at least the chat's going slow. That's why I put the them slow. I don't see John Avenger fans comments in the chat. Well, he probably left because his last one it says what's wrong, and he that was like 5 minutes ago. I mean, kids have to go to school now. It's not spring break has been over for 2 days now. So there's the baby alien. I'm right here. Okay, there you are. Yeah, there's the kid when he eats the alien. He eats the rat. It's when he eats the rat. There's the alien tongue. Yep, he got him. He ate rat. So it's the lizard. It's like a lizard that they. Movie's almost over, so I don't have to deal with them anymore today. Did you block him? No, I just put him on timeout for a while because the movie's almost over anyway. He won't be able to talk to me again. And Forrest Whitaker's the black guy that doesn't die in this movie, like in other movies. Why was he not in the sequel? I don't know. There's the CG that looks kind of wonky. But again, it was 1995. So there's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains to Africa. There we go. There's the CG. Yeah, if I ignore them, it's for good reason. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired of the constant interruptions. This has a huge body count. This movie. Sorry, Josh. I got to talk to you later. My bosoms are gonna attack you. And you're red. Yeah, I'm wearing red. This is the end. Yeah, this CG does look like a video game, but again, it was 1995. I can forgive it for that. Yep, she burns now, just like the T1000. In your red commentary, why did you say the kids in Stranger Things are older than Little Sim? Well, they are. They're not 14 anymore. They're adults, most of them. Yep, that's awesome. Blew her head off. Yeah, she comes back in the sequel as another character named Eve. Kind of on the nose, but you get it. The baby didn't die. Check my G. Celeb, Caleb McClellan would be a great Miles Morales. Yeah, the guy from Stranger Things. Yeah, said he think I could see her being in a franchise too. I will see the Species sequels. I have to go. Tom and Maddie need me. Yeah, see ya. See ya, Sonic. And the movie ends. Well, there is a sequel bait ending, but again, that's only because this movie came out in the 90s and a lot of sci-fi movies were getting sequels or got sequels years later, like in case of Independence Day, even though we didn't need a sequel. There's the rat setting up the sequel. The rat from Endgame eating the tentacles. There's the rat eating another rat. Hello, Master Splinter. Yep, and that's the sequel. Yep, that was Species, guys. An hour and 43 minutes, not too long. And that's that. So that it's a good movie, and I think I would recommend it to any of you guys who've never seen it, or you millennials that weren't born in 1995, or you were born after. It's well done, but if you're under 18, you shouldn't watch this because you should watch it with an adult because it's really violent, and I don't want it to traumatize you. But thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next podcast. Hopefully, Lightyear thing won't get delayed. No, they won't. See you later, guys. End.